painted strip for people pull up, make a left, to actually stop there because the buses are coming. Though this is a larger vehicle, I mean, it would be common sense to be a stop place right there. Both of the exits right there should have a strip across there saying stop. You know, big stop
On the
before they take off. Yes.
Oh, there's a stop sign there. Are you talking about?
Inside the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, no, they won't let us do that. There's no way. I can't hardly get them to keep up with the dots. It won't be that, no.
What are the dots for?
Those are mirrors.
Mirrors.
Bev. Trainer, could you please see Bev after?
Never have I been told that.
You have, and I can.
No, you say that stuff all the time.
Moving on.
You were a new trainer back then. You've forgotten some things.
All right, if you have something that needs fixed on your bus that can wait until this summer, we'll start making a list. We'll get those sheets handed out for the summer crew to start working on. Absentees, Friday is so bad. I don't have any idea how we're gonna cover Friday. If you guys are scheduling on Fridays and Mondays, just so you can have a 3-day weekend, oh man, you are killing us. Because especially those of you that don't get to cash in your sick time for like CDLs do, they're trying to use it up. They don't want to lose it, so they're trying to use them. And Wednesdays and Fridays and Mondays are awful because everybody wants a 3-day weekend.
Do not lose your PTO.
Yeah, it'll roll over next year into sick time, but Friday is really bad. So if you're on the calendar for Friday and you really don't need it, please consider coming in because it's really, really bad. Our end of the year party, make sure that if you bring your kids to the party, which you can, we have not said no to that yet, make sure they do not touch the gifts. If you win, if your prize, if you get drawn for the prize, you have to pick it out, not your kids. You are the only one allowed to touch those gifts. No kids are allowed to touch them. Don't overfuel vehicles. When it kicks off, it's full. This is not Dillon's. You don't have to worry about your bank statement saying $50 instead of $54.95. It doesn't matter. We keep track of it in here. You don't have to write funky numbers down. So when it kicks off, you're done. Let it be. Otherwise, it throws codes, and the mechanics have to take your bus again.
Are you talking about when we fuel?
Yes, when you fuel.
Just to let you know, I don't know how many others are experiencing this, but it has been overflowing a lot. Sometimes it's about a cup of fuel. So we're losing fuel.
If you fill it, you do it on high, it overflows every single time.
Yeah, don't put it on.
That's what I was trying to say, just do it on the slow.
Yeah, do not put it on high, it will overflow every time.
I didn't have it until just recently.
Okay.
And I usually use the same one.
Okay. In our front parking lot, most of you are drivers. Well, if you're driving a vehicle, you're a driver, whether it's ours or not. If you can't park in one stall, front to back, side to side, don't park, walk. Quit parking out there. There are too many of you for you to be out there taking up 2 spots. If you have a hitch on the back of your truck, and you park against the curb or against the sidewalk, that hitch has to come off of your truck. I've had a lot of people come in with, bummed up shins because they run into a hitch. And you go, well, watch where you're walking. I have done it. Tell me I have to walk where I'm walking. Or watch where I'm walking. So please make sure you park correctly, and if you have a hitch on your truck, take it off if you're against the sidewalk.
And when you're coming and going, be very careful and pay attention to where you're backing out. We had a driver that has car damage.
Yeah.
Somebody hit her car this week.
We had lots of car damage, from doors slamming into other cars.
This is
all the way
way more than a door.
Yeah,
More
this
than
is
a door. Great.
door and my bumper.
Yeah.
What about the spots by the poles?
With the lines through it,
Yeah.
those are no parking zones.
Yes.
Most of you should know that.
Oh, there's
That is a no parking zone. If there is no place to park out here, you can park out back against the fence, park this way, north and south against the fence, or you can go over there to maintenance if there's anywhere to park over there, or you can park across the street. Don't park in those illegal end spots. That's you. If a vehicle comes in there and needs to turn around, you're in a bad spot. So somebody's gonna clip you. Don't park there.
Yes.
Mini South Middle, big buses are not to go by our minis. They are unloading in the mornings. I've had a lot of complaints from our mini buses. We all know that if there's kids on the sidewalk, you're not supposed to move. the minibuses are trying to unload and the big buses are going by, they have runners on those vehicles, guys. Do not be don't be a jerk. Don't wait for them. It only takes a couple seconds to unload some kids typically. If they can't unload, what do? How do you know that?
Bill, that's church thing.
Okay, never mind. Just don't go around those minibuses if they're unloading. It's not safe. Wait. Retirement, if you don't plan on coming back next year for any reason, or if you think you might not come back next year, please make sure that you let us know. Don't assume that I know you're not coming back. It gives us as much time as possible to train new folks to take your spot. And if you do decide to come back, hey, guess what? Now I got a sub. It's all okay. It's all cool. Good. It can take a couple of months to train, especially CDL drivers. So make sure that, just be respectful and let us know that there's a potential you might not be coming back. That way we can make sure we get plenty of staff. We do have quite a few positions to fill for the summer. If you do know of anybody, please send them our way. Chris?
I didn't do that.
I did.
Shenanigator.
Glad you got him, Kathy. Brought him back.
I don't think you know that.
Alright. Unused sick leave, for those of you that are CDL only, CDL drivers, you can do the buyback. In order to do that, you gotta go on to Talent Ed, and then you're gonna look for available forms. Click that, and then these are the forms you can fill out, and it'll say authorized payment of unused sick leave. I have those printed, or those sheets can be printed out so you can see it. If you have questions, you need that. There's a sheet, this is the form, there's not much to it. You fill out your name, your email address, social security number, employee ID number. Your employee ID number is 80,000 plus the 4 numbers you put into the time card.
Is that Skyward? What is that?
Talent Ed.
Talent Head.
What's the front page of zero and then
What?
4 digits? What's the front page of from Talent Ed?
Kind of looks like that.
Is that does it have a mask?
One more.
I will send you, CDL drivers, if you need the link to it. If you need the link to it, email me and I will, or just see me in the office and I will email you the link. Talent Ed, the username is your school email address and whatever password you put in. If you need it reset, well, we can get it reset.
Chris,
Yes?
can we buy back just half of our, you have to do the whole
You
amount?
buy back that year's 16 days.
Oh,
So if you use 8 of them, you have half left, you can buy back those 8. It's an all or nothing for that 16 days equivalent for the year. If you use part of them, you can't buy those back.
Is there a deadline date that has to be done, Chris?
June 1st.
June
That's
1st.
only,
Has to be done by June 1st.
is that only for sick leave?
Yes. That's all you get. The personal time and sick time are the same thing.
Will it show your total accumulation? in there?
No, they show separately, but they ultimately get rolled over together. They're still the same bank. What was that? Did you get yours answered?
He said it does.
Some buses, clean up after yourself. We have a walk crew that goes through and cleans these afterwards. But our staff, we can do something about it. If you're not cleaning, you can lose trips. Just clean up after yourself. I didn't do that. What weird bus.
Chris, if we don't do the buyback, it just rolls over.
Yeah, it automatically, if you are CDL, and this is for paras also, your stuff, you don't lose it. It automatically rolls over to the next year. The CDLs, you can buy them back. If you choose not to, it defaults to you not buying it back. So if you want to get paid for it, CDL drivers, you have to put the form in. If you don't put the form in, it just carries over to next year. You don't lose any of your hours. The only time you lose your hours if you're fired, you quit. if you retire, whether it's meeting retirement age or the 20 years for capers, capers pays you for those. You never lose them unless you quit or your contract is terminated. Summer job, we're pretty much full on the summer crew for here, but maintenance has got landscaping, which is mowing, weed eating. They've got paint crews that go to all the schools and paint classrooms, they paint the sidewalks, they paint stuff outside. And then there's a cleaning crew that goes into the buildings and cleans rooms. Those are all $12 an hour jobs. That's what they pay for the seasonal. They moved it up $2 from last year. But if you're interested in those, if you go to the same place and you go to the district website, this is what the district website looks like now. It's changed. Up in the top right, there's a button that says careers. You click on that. It'll take you to this picture. You'll see Stacy and Casey. View all openings. I filtered this one for transportation. So right now we have 4 jobs. You got summer crew, driver, non-CDL, CDL, para. If you take the filter out, it shows everything in the district. If you're looking for the summer ones for maintenance, you can just scroll through and look for them, or you can filter by, like, one of them says summer. Like search jobs, you type in summer, it'll bring up summer jobs. When you hit on one to apply, it'll take you to School Spring, which is again Talent Ed. This one's a bit of a hassle. This is your regular email address, whatever you signed up when you applied. So when you got online before and did the application, whatever your regular non-school email address is, that's this one. If you can't remember the password, you'll have to go to get password, because we can't do that, and even in the district. Jill Day, who handles this, gave me the customer service number. I'll send that out in email. So if you need to reset that password, that company has to do it.
Use this Joy's turn, I
Okay.
think. I had Joy's name on it.
All right, I just have a couple more things. The lineups, okay, those lineups, the maps that I make are not to scale. They're not exact. They're just a rough idea. What we need is the order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, however it is. That's what we're really looking at. Whether we got to shift back or forward because there's a car or an emergency vehicle or whatever's in the way, just make the adjustment. What we need to keep in place is the numerical order. Okay? Don't get stuck on, yeah, we got lines drawn out there. Those are a general idea. If nothing's in the way and nothing's changed, that's ideally where we go. But if we have to, if we're back a little ways, the order number stays the same. I covered the buyback. The blue sheets. I said something about this last month, and I think a lot of you took it as a challenge, because like I got like this. I don't mind, it doesn't take me that long, but the thing is, you guys have to fill out the blue sheet, because I have 127 people that come to me sporadically. Hey, I forgot to clock in. Hey, I forgot to clock out. And they tell me times, and now I've got numbers running through my head. So fill out the sheet. I'm not trying to be rude when I say fill out the sheet. It's because there's all this other stuff going on, and I can't always get to Skyward Finance to put your stuff in right then and there. So if you come in and you're gonna do something like that, just fill the sheet out. Put it in the box. That's all you gotta do.
Or email.
Or an email. Yeah, something that's, physical that I can go back and look at, because, there's a lot of stuff going on. So one of the things got brought up during TAC, and Paul is going to address this one. I didn't see in the minutes, so I'll do it. I'm going to try to get us a cell phone bonus for employees, because when we were out, and what do we always say? Pull over and call us when it's safe to do. I'm going to see if we can get that paid out to an employee. It probably won't be very much, maybe $20, $30, whatever.
Also, our numbers are given out.
Yeah, especially as drivers, we have to give out the number, so I get they consider it part of the pay, but I think there should be a little stipend to help pay your cell phone bill, since we're encouraging and telling you have to give it out. So I'm not saying that they're going to, I'm going to say I'm going to propose it. That's one thing we talked about in TAC, is if you guys want to see changes, whether it's through TAC or just in general, write up a proposal or a policy and send it to me, so that the captain, because we can forward it up. We may not agree with it, we can talk about it, but if it's something you want to see change, like that's what TAC does. They get together and like this policy. We would like to see it as a group. And we send it up and let the Darren and the school board and Dr. Greer see it and let them make the call. We tried, this process. What can they do? Say yes. Or they can approve it. So that's how we do that. If you guys got district-wide transportation policies you want to change, that's how we go about it. That's all I've got. Anybody got any questions for anything that oh, no, there is one that's missing. Let's see if I can find it. I know I stuck it in here. What do you think? This is my slide.
So moving forward, if we got any issues with the radio or PA system on our bus, it's now a 100 issue, not Chris issue?
Yeah, it hasn't been for a couple of years. I do the handhelds. The bus, any vehicle, those get written out on a work order. If I have time and I have the ability, I'll work on them, but usually I don't. But I do the handhelds. So 100 handhelds, the buses. Okay, the one that I was going to show you is we've got a new system going in all the white fleet, and about half of the ones here on property are done. It's called Samsara. It's got a box about yay big, about the size of a little bit bigger than a deck of cards. It's got a camera that faces front and back in that thing. It also makes noises, as some people already know.
Yeah.
It's got an AI feature that it watches you as you drive. So if you see this box in all the white fleet, at some point we'll probably go to the big buses. But the AI program looks at you for cell phone use, no seatbelt, distracted driving, drowsiness. It also keeps track of rolling stops. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a couple of people we're going to have conversations about how you guys stop. Like they're up. It's on, but it's going to be on all the white fleet, including the stuff that are out of the schools. It also keeps track of your speed. It pulls the speed data from Google, so it does have a few places where it's wrong. But like if you're speeding, it'll make a noise and tell you. Well, we had to turn the video off, or not the video, the audio off because it was scaring certain teachers. Because they kept doing it. It's like, why? Because you're speeding. You're using your cell phone. If the audio's on, it'll tell you, please put the phone down. Reduce speed. If it's drowsy, I don't know what it says. Right now, it makes like a 3 or 4 little pings to let you know something's going on. The one I was going to show you was Sean. Sean drove one of the vans, I think it was, maybe it was the one.
Yeah, 172.
On the parking lot, well, he didn't put a seatbelt on. So it beamed at him. Well, he was on the property, so it's on us. But, but once you get out, and if you're over 5 miles an hour, if you don't put your seatbelt on, it'll beam at you. And it will continue to beam at you until you put your seatbelt on. So know that that's coming, and that, right now, there's no policy on us using it as, a write-up, but it's coming. It will be for next year, and that will include the people that are outside of transportation staff. If they're speeding, they're using their cell phones while you're driving. No seatbelts for passengers, but it tells us all this stuff. So it's a pretty neat program. You'll see it on all the white fleet.
Can it differentiate between if you're using maps or not?
No, it sees you pull up a cell phone.
Okay.
So like even like the mouse, because it's close enough, it'll see me do that. It would probably peak. That's one thing that it has a learn mode, so we can mark it yes or no. But like if we're using the GPS, your phone for GPS, we can understand that. But it sends an email and a notification to me. And it's just like the hit the panic button. It gives you about 20 seconds before and after the event. So I can see what happened. But like some of you that like to do rolling stops, it watches intersections for a stop sign. So if you're not stopping completely, it doesn't get to 0, it'll beam. So some of you keep hearing this random beam. That's why. So, Ben, you got a question?
But you waited too long.
Just FYI, the Samsara, if you're going in a construction zone, it does know that you're in a construction zone, and it will ping you for going over the speed limit at construction zone.
If it's marked on Google and the different programs, it will keep track of that. It's done pretty good. It's still got 119th has 55 in parts of it, since they've changed it down to 40, but that's something we can work with them on and get fixed. So, any questions for me? Anything I covered? Okay.
I do.
Did you remember?
Well, I didn't remember, I don't remember, you guys.
So if the stop sign is here, and the corner's here,
Stop it.
and you pass the stop sign, but you don't pull out to the intersection, but you stop here,
By law, you
it's
stop
bad?
at the stop sign, and then you move forward.
What's
But
it?
here's
It's
the
like
thing.
60 away.
Just like the crosswalk right here.
And you can roll forward.
Okay, guilty.
Bing, 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 bing.
That's in case you get a video, so I can go look, okay, she stopped, but it wasn't.
Now you know he's gonna be
I'm
watching you.
stopping, 100% stopping, just not at the stop sign all the time.
Bing, 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 bing.
Because I can't see.
Carmen?
There's a lot of them. Stop sign, you cannot see the road at all.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying too, but you have to stop and then go up and stop again.
When it comes to the rolling stop and stop, anything that it questions, it says to me, I can watch the video and see, you know, and it shows you your GPS speed. So I can review it, into a rolling stop, okay, I mark it as a thumbs down, right. It picks up some intersections like Child's Acres, there's not stop signs at every one of those intersections. So, you know, you don't, it'll still bring it, but I just delete it, because I know it's not legal rolling, or it's not an illegal rolling stop. Almond Joy. Oh,
Just keep in mind that the Samsara equipment was not put in there to spy on you. That's not what it's there
that's just a
for.
perk.
Yes, it
Keep Chris busy.
Chris, I remembered. I just remembered it. If we do not have a PA system in our bus, can we get one put in by asking 100 to do that?
They can't, but we can get it put in by our radio people. So just write it up that there's no PA.
I have no PA, yes, and I would like
You
to.
write it up and we can.
Okay, that's what it was.
That's our 250s. All my new ones
All right, tell him back that was the. Okay.
All right, good morning.
Hi,
Buenos dias.
I guess.
Tacos and nachos. Okay, so this happened a couple of times in this last month. Let's just, you know what, I'm not gonna just bark at you guys, let's do pop quizzes here. Are kids allowed to sit on your dashes?
No.
Are you guys sure on that?
Yes.
Okay, so stop doing it. Stop letting your kids sit on your dash. I don't care if somebody else, or you look across and somebody else is doing it, stop doing it. I encourage you guys, this is one time that you get to be rats. Come over and tell me, hey, this is going on this bus. And it's, guys, you have to look at it. It's for the safety of the kids. It really is. I mean, everything, if you guys don't notice, yeah, I know I'm mean, but it's all about the kids 24/7. And it's all about the kids when I'm on the phone with parents. I tell the parents, don't be insulted. Your kids are my kids. When they're on my bus, I call them my buses. When they're on my buses, they're my kids. And I'm going to treat them like mine. Whether good or bad for your kid, they're going to get treated like they're my kid. So treat those kids like they're your kids. I don't think you would let your kid sit on a dash like that, because when the kid slides off, it's 3 steps down, he could hurt an ankle, and it's going to be on us, and it's going to cost us a lot of money. So please don't do that, okay? Kitty got it good?
See,
Can we let kids off at any stop that they want to get off on? No. Are we sure on that? Yes. Okay, so stop doing that. All right, so if a kid is on your bus and wants to get off at a different stop, I don't care if it's the next stop or the stop before, don't do that anymore. And I think I heard Kathy talking about it, is don't drop off kids wherever you want to because you're in a hurry to get somewhere else. Don't do that, because you guys, I know most of you know this, I get those calls. And so a parent calls in and I tell them, I said, ma'am, you know, I'm the only one here that's not in customer service.
You know, I'm not here to please you or your kids. They need to do the right thing, but when it's us doing the wrong thing, those calls are tough to cover, okay? I try, but they're tough. So, don't drop off kids anywhere other than their stops.
Tony, what if they're getting off at their friend's stop? Do they need to bring a note or?
No,
They can't.
nobody gets off at anybody else. We used to do that a couple years ago, okay, but we're not doing that anymore. They need to get off at their stop, because what happens, and it's happened, is the kid gets off at the neighbor's stop. And they go downstairs to play PlayStation. And he doesn't get home till 7. And mom's freaking out, and we're freaking out. And the driver says, yeah, I'm pretty sure I dropped at their stop. And then we have to download video, and then we find out he got dropped off at stop before. So, just don't, guys. Tell them, hey, I'm sorry. Have your mom call Tony. And I'm going to tell them the same thing. No. Okay?
If parent okays it though, like if parent messages you and says, hey, so-and-so can do this.
No.
The only people that can do that are.
How do you know it's the
It
parent?
has to come from us.
Okay.
It has to come from this office, okay? So, we had an incident, well, it's down my list. I'll go over something else here in a bit. So, let's say this. You got a kid getting off your bus and he's gonna cross in front of your bus to get off because his house is on the other side of the street. Is it okay to turn off your stop sign before the kid gets all the way across? Right?
When they cross the street, they're off the street.
Need to be on the property.
Out of harm's way,
Yeah, you guys are so adamant, but some of you guys are doing that, so stop doing that, okay? Let them cross, especially little kiddos, man. We're talking about kindergartners, first graders. And mom is standing there, leave your lights on. Let them get all the way across, close your door. It could be a lapse of judgment, I totally get that, it happens, but guys, kids, there are kids, okay? You think it's okay to cuss on your bus?
No.
You guys laugh, guess what? You cuss all the time, be quiet. See, there you go. Guys, so when you think that they're not listening, they can hear you. Okay, so if you're frustrated, you missed the stop, you gotta turn around, you gotta go back, or something like that, whatever you're thinking in your head, don't let it come out of your mouth, all right? It happens to me all the time, but I never ever cuss. Yeah, so just be real careful with that, because, you know, I do, I'm not making this up, I get calls from parents and like, you know, so-and-so on bus so-and-so cussed at my daughter, she got scared. So, I'm like, there's no way that this driver said a cuss word, and then I listen and there it is. And I'm like, unbelievable, so, don't do that, please. Okay, so we had this happened yesterday. Kids on your bus, once the kid's on your bus, I don't care if you're still at the school, and then the kid says, hey, I'm supposed to be parent pickup or YMCA, and they forgot. I don't care, they're on your bus, they're your kids. So, if they want to get off, somebody from the school has to come and tell you, yes, it's okay for them to get off. It's not us going, hey, walk over to that administrator and tell them you're supposed to be parent pickup, okay? They have to come tell us that it's parent pickup. Once they're on your bus, they're yours. All right. Last thing for you guys. No, 2 more things. So, man, this is going to be a tough one for you guys. Is smoking allowed on the bus?
Yes.
No way.
Okay, what's your name? All right. Okay, that's easy. That's easy. Are you allowed to fire up a cigarette as you're getting off your bus?
No.
This isn't, you guys, regular bus drivers go on activities and stuff, you know, no kids, you dump them all off. You're like, what am I gonna do now? You think it's okay because the wind is strong for you to start your cigarette in the bus and then jump off the bus?
No.
All right, here's the hard part. Is it okay to smoke a cigarette in close proximity to your bus?
No.
We all in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay, so this scenario just happened a couple weeks back, was one of our drivers lit a cigarette on the bus. Got off the bus immediately, you know, smoking a cigarette within 6 to 10 feet of the bus. While all the cars are exiting, going by
How many pictures?
with a big billboard that says Maze, right? Is it against the rules? Probably not. Is it a good look?
No.
Absolutely not. We don't want that. It's like the liquor store scenario, right? We don't want that stuff. So, guys, be vigilant on your kids. You know, I mean, you guys know they've been here for a while. From spring break to summer, kids are going crazy, right? So be vigilant on them, report anything you see, and let me know, and then I'll take care of the rest. All right? Any questions for me? Bev, you think of a question for me?
I haven't done it yet.
Sure?
Yeah,
Okay, making sure.
you
All right.
have to be in my brain.
I'm just saying.
Got questions for him?
You're just scared. Clever noise.
Sometimes. Hi, Paul.
Hi, representing the TAC committee, the Transportation Advisory Committee. Can everybody hear me today?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we talked, we had like 7 topics. All of you will be getting a copy of the minutes in the mail, is that correct?
Email's already there.
It's already there, already
Yes.
gone.
Okay, it was sent out.
Yeah.
So take a look at it, because our last meeting was pretty informative of a lot of different topics. All these topics are brought up by people, not the directors, but bus drivers and personnel and so forth. So, one of these items was on our tablets. Can we remove inactive drivers off the tablets so their names do not appear at their stop? The answer is no and yes. If you want them removed, you have to contact a parent, have them go to Skyward and have them removed, that they will not be riding. We also talked about, can you just remove the name but leave them there, it's just kind of like ghosting them or whatever, and put a pause on them so we kind of clean it up a little bit. That's being worked on. So the other option is, you can take a name and put it onto another stop, but the name still appears on your tablets, it lists the names and it doesn't really clean it up. So right now it's a work in process and the names are still appearing up. That's for those of us who like to just manually push the names in, on and off the bus and kind of clean it up. So that's still on hold. But the names need to kind of be there in case they do ride in a snow day, they drive a car, but they need to get on. So the name still has to kind of be there somewhere, and I'm kind of just leaving it, okay, that's just the way it is. We had an employee talk about, can you take your PTO and have it partially paid on the long week breaks? Kind of use some hours during the break so you get a check during Christmas or Thanksgiving. As of now, no. That might be something we can do, but as of now, you can't have that option. So they're looking at that, but as of now, either you just keep it going or you cash in at the end of summer, which brings up another topic that I'll talk to you here in a minute. Basically, I guess HR is really